Srila Prabhupada Loilo Sarana. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namah. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Shunyavadi Paskataya Shatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Bhaiya. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Yeah. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, back. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo 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 bolo, Hare Krishna. Radhe. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo bolo. Jayo Radha, Radhanat Radha, Radhanat Radhe. Jayo Radhe Sham, Jayo Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Jaya Radhe Sham. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Jaya Radha Banki Bihari Radha Banki Bihari Radhe. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Nittai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Bolo bolo bolo. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Bolo 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 bolo. Roll 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 roll. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nittai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaur Hari Bol. Nittai Gaur Premanande.
Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivraj Kacharya Astatara Satashi Shimad Abhay Charanar Vinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivraj Kacharya Astatara Satashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपा गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की नीलाचल जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माया जमुना माया की तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की Their Lordship Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Ki, Their Lordships Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra Maharani ki. Their Lordship Shri Shri Nitai Gaura Hari ki. Harinam Sankirtan ki. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, and welcome to today's Sunday's Love Feast program. Welcome to our online community, and a very big welcome to those who are joining us for the first time. We will now move over to the next session of our program. Humbly request that you please turn off your cell phones. Today we'll be hosting a very special Sunday Love Feast. It's Istagosthi with temple management, where we delve into community building and sharing of ideas and future plans, all with the vision of strengthening our strong bonds. And for these moving discussions, we have His Grace Devadeva Prabhu, our temple president, a senior disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Chaitanya Swami, His Grace Balaram Prabhu, our vice president and a senior disciple of His Holiness Parthasarathi Das Goswami, and His Grace Ram Vijay Prabhu, Vice President and Senior Disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami. We will be sending out the question board, so please write down your questions as the panel continues with their discussion. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to our Istagosthi. How many of you know what Istagosthi is? Have attended Istagosthis before? Okay, few of us. So just to set the scene, Istagosthi is actually meeting of devotees to discuss various topics, especially spiritual topics. Now, normally at the Sunday program, you could call that an Istagosthi because we're discussing philosophical points, etc. But today we are also, Istagosthi is an opportunity to discuss temple matters, what's happening, communicate with the community, share ideas and exchange, get constructive feedback, come up with ideas on how to progress the yatra. So today we'll be focusing especially on that in our Istagosthi. So we have the management team here, as we've been introduced, the temple president and the vice presidents. And we're hoping to take this opportunity to communicate with you. We feel that this is necessary. Historically, Istagosthis were held inside temples with the devotees living in the temple and the temple management. That's when our communities were very small. But in Durban, in Sri Sri Radharadhanath Temple, we have a large community. We thought, why not use the Sunday program to talk to all the devotees who come, who visit our temple, who participate and contribute to our community, and just share with you what we've been doing, what we will be doing, and hear from you also. So we have a question board going around. So today we're expecting to also hear from you. So we want to hear your questions on the question board on things we talk about, or even other subjects that you think are important. There's also this form that you'll see displayed. We're launching this today only. It's called Share Your Thoughts. So this is a form that you can fill in with your thoughts even after today. You can scan this QR code and it'll take you to the form. And that's where you can also communicate with us on an ongoing basis. So these are the attempts we are making to try and strengthen our communication with our community, with all of you, and our community in general. So that's what we'd like to do. First, I want to start off, we'll also have, live questions on the microphone afterwards. After we've finished our presentation, we're hoping to finish by 12 o'clock or so with our discussion, and then leave the next half hour or so for your feedback and your input. So please put in as much effort as you can in giving your contributions. So in terms of what we're going to discuss today, I'm just going to give you a brief introduction on the management team and how we came about. You'll all remember His Grace Swarup Damodar Prabhu, who's been our temple president for many decades. Before Vibhu Chaitanya Prabhu, then Vibhu Chaitanya Prabhu was our president, and then Swarup Damodar Prabhu was our temple president also for many years. And unfortunately, in around mid-2024, he had to take on other service. His spiritual master needed his assistance with his health, and he had to leave his service as temple president temporarily. And there was an interim management team put in place. He already had a management team assisting him, which was myself, Anandamai Prabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and Rasastali Mataji. And then when he had to leave, Balaram Prabhu and Devadeva Prabhu were added to that team to try to manage things while he was away. We weren't sure at that time how long he will be away, so it was just an interim arrangement. But after about a year, when we realized it was going to be a more permanent situation, a new management was formed, and Devadeva Prabhu was selected as our temple president by our GBCs and zonal supervisors. And then Devadeva Prabhu asked Balaram Prabhu and I to assist him as vice presidents. And we also have, as part of the temple management, we have over 30 heads of departments. And these departments are everything from finance, communication, Harinam, book distribution, deity worship. That's where all the action takes place. Those 30 or so devotees head up different departments where all the service takes place. And they are also part of the extended management of the temple. In addition, we also have what we started now as an advisory board for our temple management. It's just some senior devotees who give us input on bigger decisions that we're trying to make. In that advisory board, we have His Grace Swarup Damodar Prabhu, Anandamaya Prabhu, Smita Krishna Prabhu, Subhananda Prabhu, Anasuya Mataji, Rasastali Mataji. I think I've got all of them. So it's just a broader group of senior devotees to bounce off ideas. Did I miss anyone? Nityananda Prabhu? Yeah, so we've got a broader group who we meet with every now and then just to get some feedback also. So that's how the temple management is structured. And of course, the temple president with the vice presidents are the executive arm day to day, doing all the decision making and operations of the temple. And so that's exactly how we are structured currently. So just to fill you in how we're operating. So now what I will do, I'll just hand over to His Grace Devadeva Prabhu, who will give you a little financial overview of the temple. Thank you.
Hare Krishna devotees. Actually, these two vice presidents are not really vice presidents. They're my seniors. So it's the other way around. But somehow I've been asked to do the service and they're helping me along for sure. Thank you all to the both of you. When we think of Radhavardhana temple, what comes to mind? It is the home of Radhavardhana. It's the first thing that would come to our minds. It is the home of Srimad Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada. But at the same time, it's our home. Every one of us here can, to some degree, resonate with this. That actually Radhavardhana temple holds a very dear, very close space in our heart. And we've spent so many different activities, so many different parts of our lives in the temple. For some of us, our children have grown up here. For me, at least, I've grown up here. For various devotees, so many different things. They had their weddings here, their initiations here. And for 41 years, Radhavardhana has just been the center of so many devotees' lives, including all of you, well, most of you. Some have come a little later, but still, Radhavardhana is the center of their lives, of your lives. And with this comes the responsibility of maintaining the temple. There's so many different things that has to be maintained. The DT program, you see how beautiful the smiling faces of Radha Vadanath are. In order to keep Radha Vadanath's worship continuing, there's so many things that goes into it. Their offerings, their artis, their beautiful outfits. Isn't that outfit just so beautiful today? Look at the garlands, how wonderful it is. And keeping this temple room together, just daily cleaning, maintaining. So like that, the temple grounds, the prasad for the devotees, the resident devotees, and the festivals. Now, who here can say that we do not have the best festivals? Ratha Yatra is probably our biggest festival. Of course, Janmashtami is quite a large festival. Together with these festivals comes a very large cost. For Ratha Yatra, we need millions of rands, literally millions of rands, to run each Ratha Yatra. To keep the water and electricity running, it's about 230,000 rands a month. Salaries, we have so many maintenance staff and so many different people who are serving here. And so salaries cost us like 350,000 rand a month. So just add those two things up. It's more than I can, fathom. Together with that, there's so many different things. The prasadam, our resident devotees to care for, our congregation, our festivals. So how has the temple been able to maintain the costs of all of these things? And I have to say that primarily, over all these years, it's because of loving devotees like you. Each person that gives just something, whether it's a once-off donation, whether they're doing, different offerings for specific causes, or it is a monthly contribution. But mainly, the temple is being run by community, the devotee community who give towards the maintenance of the temple. And that's where we are. Now, our current financial situation is not the best. However, you see so many different activities going on. Janmashtami is going to be bigger than ever. Ratha Yatra was the biggest that we have experienced. I heard something like 500,000 people were estimated to be at the Ratha Yatra sites over that 4-day period. Janmashtami, we're estimating over 50,000 people would be here. And together with these festivals, there's also other festivals, Radhastami, and each festival costs us a very large amount of Lakshmi. I assure you that we have a good finance team. Nityananda Prabhu has just walked in. Hare Krishna, Nityananda Prabhu. He's our finance manager. And we have a good finance team that's managing all of these different funds. But in order to manage the festivals, manage the funds, we need funds to come in. And that's where all of you come in. All of the devotees, all of the well-wishers bring something towards the festival. Later I'll go into how we can contribute in different ways, physically, service, so many other things. But at least for now, understand that the temple is primarily run on donations. Our financial status is, I would say, not the best, not because we are not able to generate that Lakshmi, but rather because donations are quite slow. Nityananda Prabhu, he can vouch, he's nodding his head there. Donations are definitely quite slow, and I would encourage you all to please give more readily. And at the same time, understand how much goes into maintaining the temple. Before I became the temple president, or before I came to the management team, I promise you, I could not understand how much goes into maintaining the temple. Now the temple is at 41 years of age, and lots of things you can see it needs renovations. Balaram Prabhu will take us through that, all of our different projects that we have going on, just because the temple is aging and we want it to be in pristine condition. So please consider this. Thank you all. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Devadeva Prabhu. I've been on the temple management for decades, and even I have no idea how we managed to maintain the temple. Because when you look at the figures of the costs, you think, how is this going to happen? But surely by Krishna's arrangement, by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, things go on. But yes, as Devadeva Prabhu said, it's not the most healthy situation. We generally run at a deficit. We generally have been running at a deficit for many years. And it will catch up with us. So thank you, Devadeva Prabhu. So I'll now hand over to His Grace Balaram Prabhu, who will just share some of the initiatives that we have been engaged in and what's upcoming also. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So it's my pleasure first to present to you the recent past projects that we've undertaken. And when we say recent past, we're talking about from the time that we had the interim management to the time that we have the current management. So Devadeva Prabhu spoke about the festivals already, the successful festivals that we've had. And to that, we must also not forget that there were two festivals that don't happen just every year that we had, which was also very successful. One was that of the 40th anniversary of the opening of the temple and the 50th anniversary of the arrival of Srila Prabhupada in South Africa as well. And how do we keep everyone informed of all of these festivals? You know that we have the ISKCON Durban channel. Now, the ISKCON Durban channel is meant to be a wider platform, which is meant to reach the entire devotee community, but also the general public as well, so that everyone knows what is happening when and so on. But you are aware that alongside that, we also have an ISKCON Durban community chat. And the community chat is meant to be a more internal medium. It is meant to connect the congregation more directly, more closely to what is happening at the temple. So whereas on the ISKCON Durban channel, you would hear about a festival, but on the Durban community chat, you would learn more about what goes on beyond the festival and what services might be available for you to engage in for that particular festival. So you notice that there's a difference in the focus of the Durban community chat. It's also a forum where you can take advantage of sharing news with the devotee community. When a loved one has passed away, when something great has happened, when, for example, your child has graduated, when you've received initiation. So that kind of news is what we'd like to invite you to present to us, to post on the community chat, so that we can grow and get closer together as a community. And with regards to your arrival at the temple, one of the things that happened in the recent past is an increase in security and safety awareness. At one time, the car park was not cordoned off. It wasn't fenced off. So that was a fairly recent initiative where it was fenced off and gates were placed and a guard placed permanently to monitor the opening and closing of the gates. And we trust that you are able then to come to the temple, to the programs, with greater peace and comfort, knowing that you would be safe. But with that, we'd also like to remind that you should not park outside that designated area and the car park at the back of the temple, which is also gated, unless the car parks are full. Only then should you park outside. It would just be safer. But for larger festivals, we do also post additional security and car guards out in the nearby roads so that you are also protected in terms of that. In terms of around the premises, one other recent introduction was the naming of the buildings around the temple. So there were various names that were provided to the buildings, all of them spiritual, that remind us of their lordships. So just some names that you would see. If you haven't noticed them, they've also been labeled accordingly. There's Radha Bhavan, there's Radhanath Bhavan, Giriraj Bhavan, which is the admin block, Gaura Bhavan, Nishinga Bhavan, and Prabhupada Bhavan. Prabhupada Bhavan would be the Prabhupada's room and the rooms that are at the bottom of the temple, at the back of the temple as well. So please be aware of this when referring people to different buildings. Try to use these names because it also brings spiritual benefit to you to utter these names as well. And with regards to the gift shop, you would have noticed that there's an extension to the gift shop. At one time, the area that was the reception has now been added on to the gift shop. And so this has been an advantage in that more goods, a greater variety of goods can now be advertised. So anyone coming through to the gift shop would have a good idea of what we are able to offer them. And the reception area that was there has now been moved over to Giriraj Bhavan. See, I'm starting to use the word so that I can get some benefit. So that's the new building it's moved to. And with regards to Govindas, because when we're talking about finances, a large amount of Lakshmi that we need to keep the temple going actually comes from Govindas, from our restaurant. So we are expending some energy in looking at different ways in which we can increase the income through Govindas. One current way that we started in the recent past was to extend the trading hours. We added, I think, around 2 hours to the normal trading hours. So it now goes, instead of till 4 p.m., it goes to 6 p.m. And we have observed that this has been productive in terms of increasing the income. Those extra 2 hours have made a difference. And then as you are now in Govindas, and we took you through the gift shop, if you just come out of that, you would notice that there's areas around the temple where we had raised platforms before. Now, these raised platforms represent prime land immediately around the temple building. But they were not of great use because they were raised. It was difficult to use them for anything. So that was a project that we undertook, whereby the one on my front end there, on that end, was flattened first. And you would have noticed that the ones behind the temple on this side are being flattened currently. And I must assure you that we've already seen the benefit of having done that. We've already had functions that were held there, that were booked by the devotee community and the public, for which they pay. And this has been a good source of income. And not only that areas that we flattened, but the temple room itself. We have started to advertise that and create greater awareness of its availability for different functions. And so too with the Prashadam Magi. And so we have an events department now, and regularly we are getting bookings. So we'd like you to be aware of that initiative as well. So that with regards to the recent past projects, and just a few points now about projects that are currently, underway. One of them, to strengthen the safety and awareness one, which I talked about in terms of the cordoning off of the car park and the gates, is to look at other aspects of safety in terms of the equipment, emergency evacuation procedures, whether the equipment is in order, having it maintained, ensuring that those who are close to it would know how to use them, the use of panic buttons, the residents, and so on. So that's another phase that we are currently looking at, and we have a safety and security team that is doing that. We've also introduced a few months ago the Maha Morning Program. If you cannot make it on a regular basis to the morning program, we created a situation where at least once a month you have an opportunity to make that greater attempt to come to the temple for that morning program and to derive benefit from what is being provided. And it so happens that this morning was one of the mornings for that Maha Morning Program. So we invite you to join us when you see this advertised in the future. Deva Prabhu spoke about the large amount of Lakshmi that goes to electricity and water. And so you do know that we have a borehole. If you didn't, now you do. And we have water that we obtain from there. But that water, we want to be able to use it for more than just the gardens and things like that. We want to be able to use it for the community, for drinking, for showering, and so on. But for that to happen, we had to engage in a process that would allow that water to be purified, using ultraviolet radiation and so on like that. So that is another project. It has started. It's underway. There will be more tanks that will be erected, pumps and so on, so that that water can be purified and then reticulated through the wider part of the temple. In this way, we expect over the months and years to come to have a drastic reduction in our water bill, saving Krishna's energy. So we're looking forward to the outcome of that. There's further renovations that are going on at Govinda's at the moment, an upgrade, including, a repainting of the area, and you would and might have observed that. If you didn't, it means you haven't supported Govinda's for quite some time now. With regards to SARS, normally when we say SARS, it has a very bad impact and feeling in our minds, but this is a very positive one because the Shishi Radharatna temple is registered with SARS as one of their beneficiaries. So when they have goods, that often come through confiscation and so on, they need to do something with it. So they offer it to institutions that are on their list, and we are on their list. We've received 2 consignments so far. The first one was distributed amongst the residents of our temple. Some of the items were kept towards, the guests that come from time to time to stay at our temple. And some of it was also distributed to the employees that work at our temple. There was a second consignment that went out to some of the communities around. And when another consignment comes, we are going to target the congregation in terms of families in need that we can distribute this to. So that has been very positive in terms of that. In terms of the Food for Life kitchen, there was some damage that was incurred there some while ago. There was a municipal water line adjacent to our property that had burst, and it caused the land to subside and part of the Food for Life building to collapse. But our team was quite fast in terms of putting in a claim with the municipality because they were responsible for it. And it took some time, but eventually they've honored their payment towards the repair of that. And so we have our teams at the moment getting different quotes to get that back in order again. So that represents our recent past and our current projects. And I just want to give 2 disclaimers at this point. Each time when I said we did this and we did that, I just wanted you to know that it's not the 3 of us. We are speaking on behalf of the various departments that we have, the departmental heads, their teams, and all the different volunteers of the congregation. It's only through this cooperative effort that we are able to do that which we have described and that which we want to do in the near future as well. So that's the first disclaimer. The second and the last one is that this was no attempt to give you an exhaustive list of all the things that have been happening in the recent past. So our apologies to different departments who might not have been mentioned in us giving you some overview of what has been achieved in the recent past. So with that, we'd like to thank you, and I'd like to hand over to Devadeva Prabhu, who will give you some insight in terms of projects that are coming up in the near future. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Balaram Prabhu. So Balaram Prabhu, through all the exciting bits that are currently happening, and now I'm going to go through the even more exciting bits that's going to be manifesting over the next few months, years, I hope. So there's a few things. The first one would be the expansion of the devotee kitchen. I'm sure all of you would have seen that Mother Sukumari is busy having her, is it monthly? Maybe monthly or bi-monthly markets. And today happens to be one of those markets. So please do try to support her. This initiative is to expand on the devotee kitchen. Currently, the condition of the devotee kitchen is quite run down. There's no proper ventilation system. The kitchen is quite small. The number of devotees that we are catering for is far greater now than it ever was, really. So we need a better, bigger facility. So, the mic is kind of cutting off here. So we need a better facility, and this would be our, I think, first new project, scheduled to be towards the latter part of the year. So we're scheduling to start towards the latter part of this year. And with it, we're hoping that we'll be able to serve the devotee community far better, the temple residents, but also the devotees that are here for the smaller festivals. Prasad is prepared in that kitchen. And just on a daily basis, breakfast and lunch. So that's the first thing that we're doing. The second one would be the Govinda's Bakery. Govinda's Bakery is moving to the bottom of the temple area, just under Govinda's itself. That's a project that started some time ago. However, there were many issues why we had to stop it. And currently, we are at the stage where I think within the next few weeks, we should be finished with that project. So that's a big win for Govindas. Everything will be housed under one roof, and they'll be able to manage it better and supply a larger amount of baked goods. Then we're looking at the temple not having a system for people who are handicapped. So if they have they are using a wheelchair and aren't able to come up the stairs. In all these years, we were not able to really create this facility. It's actually now a government regulation that public facilities need to have this. So we have been looking at the various ways of trying to put this together. The first bright idea that we had was to put an elevator, and it was a wonderful idea. However, it's over R1 million. So we shelved that one. Then we looked at possibly finding something else where we'll be able to put ramps up. But looking at the aesthetics of the temple, we weren't able to do that without really affecting the aesthetics itself. So then we looked into a hybrid system of having a ramp from the main entrance up to the first flight of stairs, and then having a wheelchair lift system. So that's where we are currently. You'll see there will be an advertisement coming out soon. And we definitely want to go ahead with that. I think it'll really help the devotees. If you just look around you, you'll see there's so many aged devotees here. And I think this facility will really, really help on a very personal level, assist the devotees to come up, take darshan. We often just take for granted that we have our legs. We can walk, we can run, we can come up to the temple room in, a couple of seconds and take darshan of the beautiful forms of Radha Vadanath. But when you get older, then you realize that, the body doesn't work so well anymore. I see these loving Matajis smiling at me here because it's true. And I see Mataji has a stick in her hand because it's a fact. All of us are going to get old at some stage, and we definitely want to be able to still come and be part of the festival and take darshan of the deities. And this facility will allow us to do that in the future. Balaram Prabhu spoke about the water system that we have in place currently, or rather, we're starting to have it in place. We're hoping that will kick off in the next few weeks. However, we need other systems where we're going to be able to bring the water and electricity down, because it's just really quite large amounts on a monthly basis. So we also looking at solar. That will be another project that we'd hope to kick off soon, where we would install a solar system and water harvesting. So together with the water harvesting and the borehole, we'll hope to completely not use municipal water. And that's the goal. Then with Govindas, as Balaram Prabhu mentioned, Govindas is, or the income from Govindas is one of the main driving forces with the financials here at the temple. So we're looking at a delivery system where Mr. Delivery will be able to deliver prasad. People won't have to come in, and in a way we'll be able to facilitate prasad more to devotees' houses, people's houses, and so forth. Then we have the youth club. Currently, there's a plan for a youth club to come up on the temple premises. We saw the need for a youth club, well, particularly driven by Smita Krishna Prabhu and Shubhananda Prabhu and team. So there was a need for the youth to have their own space to allow them to associate in a not so formal setting and grow together like that. So the youth club is planned to come up on the temple premises in the near future. Very nice facility. There'll be separate lecture rooms. There's a central hall and there's a stage area and a kitchen and a office area. So that's something that's quite exciting for the youth. Then the big one, maybe the biggest one, we plan to erect a hall on the temple grounds. Now, I know this was coming for the past 40 years. For the last few decades, we are taking prasad under a tent. It's not the most conducive. When it rains, water gets there and so forth. So we're looking at we're doing it. We're doing it, and you're going to help us do it. So we're looking at a double-story hall. On one level, it'll be a prasadam hall, and then Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Shriman Mahaprabhu Shri Giriraj Govardhan Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So right where the tent is currently, we want to put up a double-story hall. On the bottom level, it'll be a prasadam hall. On the top level, it would be like an admin area, but also we'll have smaller halls or smaller rooms where we'd be able to cater for devotees' needs individually. So you'll see that even if you just look around today, there are so many different levels of devotees. We have the older devotees, we have the newcomers, we have the in-betweens, and sometimes our programs don't really cater for all at the same time. So our hope is that we'd be able to have multiple lectures, multiple classes going on at the same time that are tailor-made according to where you are in your Krishna consciousness. And this facility will allow us to do that. Although the management definitely wanted to facilitate that now, we don't have a facility to actually do that. So that's there. Together with that would be a retail outlet for our Radhanath's gifts and some offices for the book office and so forth that extends onto that side. And some public toilets. So this is the vision for this hall facility. So with the temple being 41 years old, we'll see that there are many things that needs to be renovated. And I know the plan was there a decade ago, to renovate the temple foyer. And we are there. So we're hoping to take this on as a project in the upcoming years, where we'll be able to renovate the temple foyer and the amphitheater. Now, the amphitheater definitely started. However, when the engineers had come in, they found that the extent of work that's required for the amphitheater was far greater than they had anticipated. Therefore, it was on hold. So the amphitheater is definitely something that we use and that we would like to use more, but the condition of the amphitheater is quite sad if you look at it now. And then, in one sense, everything that I've spoken about is about structure. It's about the structure, building something or renovating something. But that's not just the future of Radhavardhana Temple. The future of Radhavardhana Temple literally is the devotees. So there are many outreach programs that are there, but at the same time, we found that we need an in-reach program. So we are starting a mentorship program. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, you all did that before. Yes, we did do it before, but we're going to do it again. We're going to do it better than we did before. We see the need for devotees to be cared for on a greater level, devotees to be mentored, for their hands to be held, for them to just be friends with a senior or friends with somebody on their more or less same level. So that's where we're going. We definitely want this mentorship program to not just kick off, but to become the heart of the temple. And we have Mahalakshmi Mataji who's heading that. We've already started the process. Together with the management, we're going through the initial parts of it now, but it's definitely expected in the near future. And I think that's about it, yeah? Right, service engagement. Okay. Balaram Prabhu is my memory. So, with our upcoming festivals, but not just the festivals, but particularly with the upcoming festivals, there's so many different services that need to be undertaken. And you heard me say that we are paying 350,000 rands of salaries. Now, the reason we're paying 350,000 rands of salaries is because we don't have so much of manpower. Why do we not have so much of manpower? Because our devotees aren't coming forward so readily to help with various things. So we forced to do these. When I was speaking to the devotees who actually built the temple 40 some odd years ago, one strong thing that came through to me was that they didn't hire anybody to do anything. So I was really flabbergasted. I was like, what? And I said, but what about skilled labor? And they said, yes, we had skill. We trusted in Prabhupada. That was it. We had faith and we did it. If you look at all the roof tiles, these, that makes it look like a spaceship. But these roof tiles were created by a devotee who was not in the roof tile industry. And just that one thing. But there's so many other things where the devotees just took it on, and with that instruction, Krishna empowered them. With that endeavor, Krishna empowered them. So like that, they never paid labor. They did everything themselves. They cleaned the temple room, they cleaned the temple grounds, they planted their own flowers. They never bought flowers for the deities. They even grew vegetables. Of course, we had a farm, but still, all of these different services were not outsourced. The devotees came forward, and the devotees very lovingly did it all for the pleasure of Radhanath, for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada, and for the pleasure of the devotees. And we want to go back into that system where each person would transcendentally fight. I want to do this service. It's my service. It's my relationship with Krishna. Please, let me go and sweep the temple room. Let me sweep the temple grounds. Let me pick up the leaves every day. Let me feed the koi. It's all on a spiritual platform. It's all transcendental. It's all equal. The service that one renders while dressing the deity and the service that one renders while cleaning the temple room floor is non-different. It's the same. The benefit is the same. But often we try to look at the service hierarchy No, I want to dress the deity. It's the highest service that can be there. But it's not like that. As long as the endeavor is there and the relationship between you and Krishna is there, it's all equal. Having said that, we have Janmashtami coming up. And with Janmashtami comes so many different services that you can be engaged in. Be it making garlands for the deities or cleaning the vegetables, collecting Lakshmi, going out and distributing flyers, inviting people. Who better to do it than us? Please, devotees, please take this seriously. Let's create a new mood, a revived mood of service at the lotus feet of Radha Vadanath. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Devadeva Prabhu. So, I trust that you feel a little more aware of what's been happening at the temple, especially from the management perspective. And I'm sure you have a lot of questions. You may have some input and feedback. So now is the time for us to hear from you after you've heard from all of us. If there's a page that's going around, a question sheet could be sent around. We have some questions here already. And what I'd like to do first is just see if there are some live questions. We'll ask you to ask one question only, just so that we can get around the room and get many people to ask their questions, one question at a time. I'll take 3 questions, but 1 question from a person. And then after we hear those questions, we'll give the management an opportunity to respond if there's a response required. And then we can proceed like that. And while we don't have any questions, we are happy to start with the questions that already came through on the written form. So I'm not seeing any hands. I thought I'll see about 20 hands raised up, but okay. Krishna Baladev Prabhu, we need the mic to go around, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I'm not sure if this is on the list, but I'm just thinking, when festivals is coming up, we have devotees in the tent distributing a list for bhoga, quantities and costs. I'm just thinking there's a lot going on, and we're hearing a lot about all the projects and all these initiatives. Will it be a good idea to maybe somehow or the other bring it to our attention on whatever platform, cost per project, then at least we will know the magnanimity of it financially, and we can see how and where and what we can do. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Krishna Baladev Prabhu. I'm not seeing any other questions, but I think that's a brilliant idea. Especially with these larger projects, only after some initial work is undertaken, you get some actual substantial costs. But definitely on the larger projects, there would be communication going on with the costs and what solutions are coming through. And we'll, especially with the next one, the wheelchair lift project, we've got that information, and that will be going on. But I think that will be good. It's just that not all of them happen at the same time. We have to stagger it because of the constraints financially, especially. So they do come in sequence, typically, according to what we can manage.
I was going to say, because we know that the lift system, the costs that are there for the lift system, we can say that it's just over 500,000 rands. And the devotee kitchen project, it's about 800,000 rands. So those two we know, and it's the first thing that we are going ahead with. And the borehole purification system, so the initial cost is about 150,000 rand for that, but there are some other elements to it as well. So those are the 3 that we have costings for, and we have started. We're going to go ahead with those 3 at least. Thank you.
Oh, where's the microphone? Yeah. Isaiah Prabhu.
I don't want to waste time, so I'll get straight to it. Can you speak to the matter of conflict resolution?
Okay. Yes, we actually in the process of drafting a conflict resolution framework currently. Still very early stages, but there's no formalized conflict resolution framework in place. It's more done on an informal basis currently. But yes, you will be seeing in the next few months some kind of conflict resolution framework that we'll be adopting. Okay, so since I'm not seeing too many hands, we'll continue with the questions that came through on the page. And you're welcome to use any format that you're comfortable with. Raise your hand or write on the page and we can try and address those questions.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. How does the yatra plan on getting more bhaktas to join who will become full-time brahmacharis? So, over the last few months, at least, since we've been in management, there have been a number of people, devotees, that have come forward and, at least for a short interim period, have tried out staying at the temple. Some have worked well, some have not worked as nicely as we would like it, and they would need a little more time. However, that's our program, where we'd introduce people gradually into the temple, into the living facility in the temple, and then there's some training that happens to some degree, and then seeing how they kind of gel in the community and how they take the principles of Krishna consciousness to heart and so forth. There's so many different factors, but we would either extend their period or at least they would have stayed for that period. Generally, it's 2 months and then extended, possibly 5 months, 6 months, like that. But in that way, everybody's getting the opportunity to feel Krishna consciousness from the temple perspective. However, the temple or living full-time may not be for everybody. And what they go away with is at least the principles that have been kind of imbibed in the heart, the feelings that they're taking away, the training that they may have got. So, although we want lots of brahmacharis, to whoever wrote that question, we want lots of brahmacharis and brahmacharinis, but we're not limited to that. If somebody comes in just for 2 months, then at least they have that. And we're happy with that. For many newcomers, this would be something that was just never achievable before, at least to get that trial period to experience the temple for a short period of time. And we encourage that, actually. So I hope that answered the question.
Hare Krishna. Perhaps to add to that is that as we are determining various ambitions for our children, which engage them more and more in the material world, perhaps we can inculcate an ambition in them to join the temple at some stage of their life and make that a priority, and that'll also be embedded in their consciousness, just like they want to achieve a job. So they may now say, I want to achieve living in the temple.
Thank you, Srimati Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, that's very important. Is that it will be very difficult for the temple to make your children decide to live at the temple. A temple gives exposure, but a lot depends on the parents and the community to inculcate. But we can look at other options, like when people take gap years, when they in between, like many people can't decide, I want to be a full-time brahmachari for the rest of my life. It's very unlikely in this day and age. But at least we can encourage the gap years and other smaller stints. They will get a taste of it, and there's a chance that they could commit themselves fully.
Hare Krishna. So there's a question here. I personally think that Namahatas are really struggling, very low attendance, etc. Also, many are now not active that were active before. Hopefully, the management can look at this service. Thank you. So we have been engaging with this challenge. And one of the things about Namahatas, obviously, firstly, we need to understand that they are an extension of the temple. The temple cannot reach every corner. So Namahatas are therefore very significant in their functioning. Now, one of the things with Namahatas currently is that you'll find that the Namahatas are fairly close to the temple. If you look at virtually all our Namahatas, the traveling distance is not great. Unlike in the past where the Namahatas were very far away from a temple. So now, because there is a temple, a lot of devotees choose just to come directly to the temple. But what is not understood is that that is fine and that connection is important. But the Namahatas are more than just for the congregation that happen to come to the temple to meet, outside of that during the rest of the week. It's a preaching opportunity. It is meant to bring in those that have not been connected to Krishna, to spiritual life. So it is very important, even though it may be nearby, for the Namahatas to still be functioning. Because if you look at, for example, the proportion of people that live, even in 10, 15 kilometers around the temple, who might not have visited the temple, who don't come, who don't get connected. So it is very important to have those programs, even if you do come to the temple. But it's also very important not to try and replicate the temple program at a Namahata. The entire format of the Namahata program should be completely different. It doesn't always have to have an arti ceremony or a formal class. They can just be on challenges that we know that people experience in lives and talk about that, and then into that you ease the spiritual solutions that can be available to help them solve those problems. And in that way, in a very casual, friendly way, you get them connected, then bring them to the temple, and then, you take it from there. So there might be a need for, some of like a change in strategy, with regards to that. But another very quick solution is that we are engaging in a database project. We have a database that the congregation has subscribed to. We want to try and strengthen that. And when that is strengthened, in any area, if a Namahata leader wants to know, who are the, members on the database that are, within the vicinity of our Namahata, then we can provide that information and they can then make contact with devotees that might not be attending, but might be close by, but might not have been aware of their existence. So these are some of the ways, but obviously we have to strengthen our attempt in terms of being able to do that. Hare Krishna.
Another important aspect that Namahata gives you is the close mentorship and guidance in a small group, which you don't get at a big temple necessarily. That's also an important aspect of benefits of attending a Namahata. So there's a question here. Is it possible to have devotees to collect funds globally? That's crossed all our minds. But what happens is, because there are various temples collecting in different parts of the world, it's a kind of etiquette and an area that everyone collects within their own areas, because you'll impact the other centers in the other areas. So there's no harm if someone wants to contribute from overseas too, rather not. But generally, we don't go on international collection drives. Of course, Mayapur, being our international headquarters, they would do international drives for like the TOVP temple, etc., Temple of the Vedic Planetarium. But generally, we stick with the areas that we are servicing when we are cultivating donations. There's a question here. Would it be nice to have daily offerings to the deity where devotees can sponsor to raise funds, and offerings can be done on the devotee's behalf? Yeah, I think it's a very good suggestion. We already do that with Annadan, Pushpadan, Take Care of Krishna. You could sponsor the offerings to the deities, and then you could, those offerings could be made in your name. And that's a very significant contributor to the deity program. And even on festivals, each of the artis and offerings can individually be sponsored also. And it caters for people with smaller donation capacities to larger donation capacities. So it makes it quite broad in its reach.
Thank you, Ramajay Prabhu. And if the devotee who wrote that has something else in mind, please see me later and we can discuss it. But I think it does cover, Ramajay Prabhu did cover that. Then we have, Hare Krishna, plant your own vegetable. We buy a piece of land. Yes, if you all are willing to come through with a piece of land, please bring in the piece of land and we'll start planting. Next question. Do we have an AGM for the congregation? If so, when do you have one? So historically, we've not had an AGM, but this is the whole idea of the Istagosthi that we're hosting today, taking the devotees in our confidence, explaining where we are with each thing, what's our plans for the future, and even discussing some of our financials. I think we will take this back and discuss it with the management team, and then we can advise accordingly. The next one, nice if we could do monthly contributions for the devotees as money comes through to help for Shri Shri Radhavardhana Temple. So if I understand correctly, are we saying that the devotees should give monthly contributions to Radhavardhana Temple? If so, yes, I'm very happy with that. Please help us with monthly contributions. You know, when devotees give for festivals, they're giving for a specific purpose, for that specific cost. However, there are many other things that needs to be covered on a monthly basis that we don't really consider. So if we're giving on a monthly basis, we have the Nitya Seva program where monthly contributions are there, no matter how small it may be or how large it may be. The facility is there, and this is what helps build the temple bank balance. And I promise you, we will be able to do so much more preaching, so much more outreach activities, so much higher level of care if we are not in anxiety for trying to get everything paid for. Right now, the biggest stumbling block would be the financial aspect. Thank you. Anything else?
So we've gone through all these questions. Are there any other questions or comments, ideas? We got some good ideas coming through already. If you have any ideas, even if you don't want to raise them right now. Okay, Prabhu, could we get a mic to Prabhu at the back? Right at against the window, next to Radha Vallabh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna all. Prabhu, taking into this wheelchair story, don't you think it would be a good idea to have a plan drawn beforehand, whereby we got over 200 members here? They can look at it and see where they can contribute towards that. Otherwise, they don't know what you need.
Yes, that's a good idea, Prabhu. We'll definitely, when we are putting out that fundraiser, we'll put out all those details. There will even be videos showing you how that whole system works. Thank you, Prabhu. We'll do that. Yeah. So thank you, devotees. If there's no other comments or questions, I'm not seeing any hands. Oh, Balaram Prabhu wanted to add something.
Dear devotees, I just wanted to say something about that, in a way in which we'd like to receive your suggestions and thoughts in the future, regarding that QR code. And we would also send the link as well through the community chat. We just want you to be at ease that there is a facility in that form for you to remain anonymous if you wish to do so. Because sometimes you may want to bring certain concerns to our notice and you may not want to be identified, with a submission of that concern. So you can remain anonymous, but there's also a facility on that form to provide your details should you wish to. Because sometimes you might present us with amazing ideas of things that we could do to improve. And we want to be able to come back to you to get more information from you about your ideas. So you can feel free to choose to remain anonymous or provide your details accordingly as you feel comfortable. Thank you.
Thank you so much, devotees, for your participation and hearing us. Oh, Mataji's got a question. I'll just take my mic. It'll be quicker.
Hare Krishna, Matajis and Prabhus. I was thinking if you have a suggestion box at the entrance, and as we're coming in, whatever is on mind, we'll put it there with our name and our phone number. So then you can pick that up and then call us. And then we can tell you. Is that okay?
We have a suggestion box for many years there, but we noticed that it wasn't being used. So eventually we took it out. But Mataji, if you're going to use it, we'll definitely put it back. Thank you. Oh, you want to say something? You can. Sorry, Mataji.
I'm not sure we're looking at, I think Champak Lata Marji was working with this previously, the bequeathing to the temple as part of your will and so on. You want to probably ask again?
Thank you, Mr. Krishna Prabhu, for raising that. It was launched where we would have devotees offering the service to assist you in, leaving part of your will to the temple. And we've already received a few. Even before we initiated this program formally, it's helped us substantially, where some people, some devotees, donors, well-wishers have left part of their estate to the temple. And on that basis, we are planning these projects. So it's a very good opportunity, at least to leave something on your passing or your family members passing to the temple, to Shri Shri Radha Radhanath, and that could help towards these major projects. We'd like to use those for specific projects rather than for day-to-day maintenance of the temple. Thank you, Krishna. Okay, thank you, devotees. So we will stop here. Thank you very much for your input, and we hope this will be stimulating to you to further communicate with us and engage with us and help us communicate with you also. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you to the panel for enlightening us on the exciting plans ahead for the temple and the congregation. Please show some appreciation. Thank you. So we have some beautifully packaged books that are gifted to those visiting for the first time. Please see Camps Prabhu in the foyer after the program. We will now move on to the announcements. So there's a reminder regarding the devotee kitchen, fundraiser, and picking up your order. Saturday, the 8th of August, the Shri Shri Radha Radhanath Temple Women's Forum will be celebrating Women's Day from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tickets are fast selling, so please pick up your ticket today, as there will be no ticket sales at the door. The Shri Krishna Janmastami Seva, anyone interested in getting involved in any service is welcome to speak to Shant Rupa Mataji in the foyer after the program. Mataji, can you please stand up? Okay. And we are happy to announce that an inventory room is currently under construction at Srila Prabhupada's kitchen, equipped with many kitchen power tools and utensils. And it is dedicated exclusively to enhancing the Sunday Love Feast program. We are also excited to share that this room will be presented as an offering to Srila Prabhupada during his significant Vyasa Puja in 2026. If you are interested in being part of this remarkable and historic initiative, we welcome any financial contributions. And for more information, please reach out to Daya Chaitanya Das. A bank card has been found in the temple room. Please see the book table. And today's Love Feast Prasadam has been lovingly prepared by the Krishna Prema Namahatha, headed by Bhakta Rajiv and Prema Alapdasi. A big thank you to them and the team. Thank you for attending the program and have a wonderful day further. And we will now be moving into Kirtan and Aarti. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Wow.
Srila Prabhupada ki. Jaya Radha Radhanath Radha Radhanath Radhe Jaya Radha Radhanath Radha Radhanath Radhe Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Vedanta Namaste Saraswati Devi Kauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Shunyavadi Paskataya Shatarine Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Bol, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey! Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, oh, oh, Hare Rama, oh, Hare Rama, oh, Rama Rama, oh, Hare Hare, bolo bolo bolo, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ha! Keep it there, keep it there. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody please chant. No music, no music. I can't hear you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo, bolo, bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, oh! Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo! Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. 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 Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Bolo Shri Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha, Radhanat Radha, Radhanat Radhe. Jayo Radha, Radhanat Radha, Radhanat Radhe. Jayo Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Jaya Radhe Sham. Jaya Radha, Giridhari Radha, Giridhari Radhe. Jaya Radhe Sham, Jaya Radhe Sham, Jaya Radhe Sham, Jaya Radhe Sham. Jaya Radha, Madhava Radha, Madhava Radhe. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Nittai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nittai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nittai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaur Hari Bol. Sai Gaur Premanande. Jayam Vishnupad Paramsa Paravaraj Kacharya Sutra Divine Gaze Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Ki Jai. Divine Gaze A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namcharya Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivas Adi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Shama Kund Radha Kund Shri Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Ganga Maya Ki, Yamuna Maya Ki, Bhakti Devi Ki, Tulsi Maharani Ki, Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki, Harinam Sankirtan Ki, Sai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the simple devotees. All glories to the simple devotees. All glories to the simple devotees. All glories to the lotus feet of Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Shri Nishikadev Bhagwan Ki, Bhakta Shesh Prahlad Maharaj Ki. Namaste Narasringhaya. Namaste Narashinghaya Praladadayine Hiranyakashipo Vakshaha Shrilatankanakala hai to Nishingo parato nishingo Yato yato yamitato nishingo Yato Bahe nishingo ridhaye nishingo Bahe nishingo ridhaye nishingo Bahe nishingo ridhaye nishingo Bahe Narasingamadim saranam prapadhi Davakara kamala bhare nakam adbhuta shringa Dhalita hiranyakashipu tanabringa Keshavadhita narahariropa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Tavakara kamala bhare nakam adbhuta shringa Dhalita hiranyakashipu tanabringa Keshavadita narahariropa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Tavakara kamala bhare Keshavadita narahariropa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadita narahariropa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadita Jaya Nisringadev, 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 Jaya Nisringadev. Jaya Lakshmi Nisringa, Jaya Lakshmi Nisringa, Lakshmi Nisringa, Jaya Lakshmi Nisringa. Jaya Prahlad Nisringa, Jaya Prahlad Nisringa, Prahlad Nisringa, Jaya Prahlad Nisringa. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Shri Lakshmi Nrsimhadev Bhagwan ki, Bhakta Shesh Prahlad Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanandi.